YugiNoNo!
Hashtag prepare! Alright guys, there are some powerful Yu-Gi-Oh monsters out there. But there are just some Yu-Gi-Oh monsters that are just way more powerful than all the rest.
No way.
And some of these monsters have their own win conditions, and some others have defined entire formats. So this is going to be a countdown from my picks for the top 5 most powerful Yu-Gi-Oh monsters of all time. At the number 5 spot, we have Performapal Monkey Board. This card obviously is not powerful on its own, but it did define an entire format. Even before Breakers of Shadow came out, Magicians and Pepe Magician hybrid decks were dominating the meta. But then Monkey Board came out in Breakers of Shadow and made Pepe tier 0.
Follow me all around the planet.
Like quite literally tier 0. There was an entire emergency or altered ban list just because of that format. And Monkey Board was promptly put to 1 and now it's banned. This card is a 1-card pendulum scale, but not only that, this card enables you to get so many pluses, it's stupid. Like when you can consistently end your first turn with any rank 8 along with Infinity and Rafflesia to completely break your opponent, there's no arguing that the deck is tier 0. Because Monkey Board was a key card in making Pepe the best deck in the game, that's why I made it my number 5 choice. At the number 4 spot is possibly the trolliest card of all time. And that of course is the little bird that we all love to hate, Yatta Lock. This card, just like Monkey Board, defined its format. And this card is responsible for one of the most trolly and degenerate lockdowns of all time. Simply and rightfully named the Yatta Lock. Like, why would you make a card that completely locks out your opponent and keeps them from drawing from their deck and playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And then on top of that, actually have it be legal in the game? This card completely ended friendships, guys. At the number 3 spot, we have Trish Allah, Dragon of the Ice Barrier. I had to add this monster to the countdown because it is just so powerful. It's a generic level 9 synchro monster, and you get to banish any card from your opponent's hand, field, and graveyard. And unlike Necros of Trish Allah, where it requires your opponent to have one in hand, field, and grave, OG Trish Allah just doesn't give a shit. You can Trish your opponent on your first turn if you wanted. And Trish Allah sort of helped define a format as well, because in Plant Synchro format, or Quick Draw Synchro, Plant Synchro, like all those shenanigans were going on in the 5Ds era, there were so many different variants of that deck. But all of those Synchro variants that were out at the time played Trish Allah. It was just way too broke and caused so many people to rage and scoop. At the number 2 spot, we have the Emperor himself, Chaos Emperor Dragon. This card is so powerful and so easy to summon. All you do is banish a light and dark monster from your graveyard, and light and dark monsters are some of the most powerful monsters in the game already. I think light and dark are probably the most powerful attributes in the game, at least. So back in the day when Chaos Emperor came out, you were probably already playing a lot of light and dark. So being able to just drop this total beast on the board and destroy all cards in yours and your opponent's hands and on your fields. And not only that, you get to inflict 300 damage to your opponent for each card. Like, I'm not even kidding, guys. This card single-handedly just ended games. Like, even if your opponent lived through the burn damage that this card does, it still has 3,000 attack that you can poke at him with. It is just an amazingly broken card, and that is why it's still banned to this day. There probably should be many more honorable mentions for this countdown, but I'm just gonna list off Towers and BLS. Alright guys, the number 1 spot on this countdown goes to a card that you have to build an entire deck around. And that deck is debatably the most helmet deck of all time. Of course, I am talking about Exodia, the Forbidden One. Look guys, I had to give the number 1 spot to Exodia because it is its own win condition. You get Exodia and all 4 of his limbs in your hand and you automatically win. I mean, yeah, you have to build like this entire draw engine around it, but there have been so many different Exodia decks throughout the years that have done decent at events. And Exodia even went to Worlds before. And another reason why I had to put this card at number 1 is because it's debatably the most iconic card in all of Yu-Gi-Oh! Right up there next to Blue Eyes White Dragon. I mean, in the first episode, Yugi defeated Kaiba and all of his blue eyes using Exodia. You scrub! Alright guys, go ahead and let me know your picks for the most powerful monsters down in the comment section. And as always, if you like this video, then dick slap that like button and subscribe.